Our nation is broken. We desperately need leaders in our country.
Yeah, well, he's right on both counts. Our nation is broken, and we desperately need leaders. Ones that will turn the temperature down and withhold judgment until the facts are in. And in the last 24 hours, since the assassination of conservative political commentator Charlie Kirk, we have seen reactions come in covering the full spectrum, from responsible to wildly irresponsible. And for better or for worse, the late night comedians may be the most level headed amongst them. So please hit subscribe to Really American Media, because today is a tough day to be an American as we witness our country being ripped apart. And on behalf of the whole crew here at RA Media, we of course condemn any acts of political violence. We believe in fighting, but with our words and with facts and logic, and never with violence. And as a parent and as a human being, our condolences go out to Charlie's wife and his two small kids that will grow up without a father. And by no means am I trying to whitewash the hateful, bigoted things that Charlie Kirk preached. I can both hate the things he said and hate what happened to him yesterday, and hate what is happening to our country. But the Trump administration has turned the temperature way up since Inauguration Day, so it is no surprise that things are boiling over. Before I get to Trump's response and the late night comedians, let me play the full clip that I started this video off with from Utah Governor Spencer Cox, who is a Republican and unfortunately is on a very short list of Republicans that are trying to take the temperature down.
We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our nation is broken. We desperately need leaders in our country, but more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be.
Yeah, I applaud him for saying those things. And by contrast, here's another Republican, Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina, who instead decided to turn the temperature way up.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. They probably, all the kids of every conservative in the country call panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota? Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
We don't know what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking.
No, not at all.
You said the Democrats have to own it too. But I'm asking,
Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, so that reporter was absolutely right to ask that follow-up question. The assassinations that happened in Minnesota by a mega gunman have still not been denounced by our president or many other Republicans. And of course, none of them blame the radical right for it. And nobody on the left has called for a war against the right, as we have already seen them calling for a war against us. We still don't know if the Charlie Kirk assassin was left or right or something else. But what we do know is that he clearly had mental health issues. And yeah, I feel very safe saying he, as there's about a 1 in 0 chance that it was a woman who did this. And based on what we know so far, by the way, by no means was this shooter a typical liberal. The right often makes fun of us for not knowing the difference between a clip and a magazine or an AK versus an AR. But this shooter was clearly proficient in guns, as he hit a target from over 200 yards away. That is 2 football fields away. And many people are pointing out that he might actually be a professional.
I think this assassination, different than the assassinated attempt back in Butler, Pennsylvania, was a very well planned, very well orchestrated plot that was put in motion days before, and this individual had a plan of escape to elude detection of being out up on a rooftop, and also being able to evade and elude law enforcement after that shot was taken.
Yeah, yet given all that we don't know as of now, while we await answers from the FBI that is now led by a mega conspiracy theorist with no law enforcement experience, President Trump still decided to point the finger at the left.
I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
Yeah, partisan politics aside, that was wildly irresponsible to say. And by contrast, former President Obama posted this message saying, "We don't yet know what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie's family tonight, especially his wife Erica and their 2 young children." And that is the kind of leadership that we need right now. And if we can't get it from the Oval Office, well, at least we can get some words of wisdom from late night TV show hosts.
Good evening, everybody. After our scripts for tonight's show were finished this afternoon, we here at The Late Show learned that Charlie Kirk, a prominent right-wing activist, was killed at a speaking engagement in Utah. Our condolences go out to his family and all of his loved ones. I'm old enough to personally remember the political violence of the 1960s. And I hope it is obvious to everyone in America that political violence does not solve any of our political differences. Political violence only leads to more political violence. And I pray with all my heart that this is the aberrant action of a madman and not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, that was so well said, and it's sad when a comedian sounds more presidential than our president does. And fellow late-night host Jimmy Kimmel posted, "Instead of the angry finger-pointing, can we just for one day agree that it is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the children, parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence." And with that, I will just remind you of the words of Sir Isaac Newton. With every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So choose your words carefully, but do not let anybody silence you. So please like this video, comment below, and get vocal. From the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve podcast, I'm Steve Harness for Really American Media.